My name's Preet Banerjee, and I graduated from U of T in 2001. My undergraduate degree was in neuroscience, but I am not a neuroscientist. Single biggest question I get asked is, how do you go from neuroscience to auto racing to finance? I started neuroscience because I was curious about the brain, but I realized as I was getting closer towards graduation that this was not something that I was going to be passionate about for the rest of my life. And so I figured, well, since I don't know what I do want to do with my life, if there was ever a time to try and take a stab at auto racing as a career, the sooner the better. So when I graduated, I decided to enroll in auto racing school. I ended up being there for a few years, and I met someone who was in the Bay Street brokerage industry who came to the racing school often, and he pulled me aside one day and he said, I want you to come work for me. I think you'll do really well in my world. I was working as a stockbroker, and my girlfriend called me up one day and she said, I just heard on the radio that the W Network is holding an open casting for people who want to be on-air talent. I think you should try and be the money expert for the network. Even though I'd never had any inclination whatsoever of being on TV, I thought I'll give it a shot. These days I talk to people about personal finance. I try to empower people. I've always found that there's a real need. Because I want to get my message out on personal finance to as many people as possible, I set up my own YouTube channel, I set up my own podcast, I have my blog and whatnot. Even though I studied neuroscience and I am not involved in any type of scientific field whatsoever, psychology has been incredibly important for everything I've done in my career. On a racetrack, it's really interesting. You can tell a lot about someone when you dive into a corner with them at 200 kilometers an hour to see what kind of risk they put themselves into, what kind of risk they put you into. My personal mantra is that personal finance is 90% psychology and 8% math. And the missing 2% is a testament how unimportant the math is, because it's really all about how we think about money. In the racing world, there's sometimes you enter a race and there's someone who's way faster than you, but you're still trying to get better all the time. Applying that to, the business world, financial world, it's the same thing. There's no quick fixes. It's really about the time and effort and the desire to make yourself better over time that I think is most important. If I could go back to the first day that I started at U of T, what I would do differently is employ the resources available at U of T much better. There's so many different parts of the university that I was not involved with. Career counseling offices, co-op departments, instructors, office hours, everything. Engage the resources of the university because they are endless. I had no idea what I was going to do with the rest of my life when I was studying neuroscience. At the same time, I've taken so many lessons from that body of knowledge and it's applied to what I've done. If you don't know exactly what you're going to do, that's okay, as long as you have momentum and you're engaging with the resources that are available to you to help you hone in on what that ultimately is going to look like for you. Momentum and not turning down opportunities. You'll get so much more out of your experience.